All right, welcome back to the shop, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about aligning an axe head, okay? Making sure that the bit is in line with the handle. I'm gonna show you a couple tricks that I've picked up to deal with alignment. Not so much alignment to the handle like this, more with this type of alignment. And there's a couple issues that heads can have that will create that head trying to go on at an angle. This is a wood slasher. This is a 24-inch beaver tooth handle that I octagon down. Got a Michigan cruiser head on here. So it's a wood slasher. It does have the ridges in the eye, which are these pesky little things. Okay, they do a great job at holding the head on the handle. They can wreak havoc when you're hanging an axe. So I'm gonna show you a couple tricks. All right, guys, so we can see we're working with a nice seal down here. And we can see that right here, we're just starting to get some curl coming up. And then on this side, all that we have is these two little pieces of curl from those ridges. Now, when we're looking down this, the bit is at an angle just a little bit. It's not bad, but when I keep going, it's just going to increase and increase. Okay, so that side's going that direction, and this side has just a slight misalignment going this way. Now we can see right here that the eye is coming in and it's pressed up against this side, but I've got a gap on this side. Okay, let me show you what is going on and what is creating this here. You know what? I'm going to pull the head off real quick. Okay, so multiple things will create this issue, and this head really has a big problem with it. This side of the eye is higher, or if you got it this way, it's lower. There's more metal on this side and less on this side. Now what that does is when the handle goes in, that head wants to put this side and this side even, okay? Because of the friction, the tension. So that's one issue that you'll run into there. The other, and now that can be fixed, okay? You can grind all that down, right? See how much more metal's there? You could grind that if you wanted to. I'm not going to. This is for my 8-year-old, and he's going to break the handle. This might get lost out in the bushes. Who knows? So I'm not going to take the time. That's a lot of steel. That's a whole bunch of steel. Now, the other issue that you'll run into is notice how close together these two ridges are and how far apart these are. So that will create more pressure, more friction on one side, I believe on this side. So it's a double whammy on this head. You got the two that are close together and the eye's all chicken jacked. So how to fix that? I'm going to show you right now. This is simple. This is a super simple fix, because what you can do, and what I've done in the past year or two ago, once I realized what was going on, I stopped doing it. But generally what will happen is you'll go, oh, the head is off at an angle. Well, I need to take more wood off of this side then, so that the head will pop back up, and then you're chasing it. You're chasing it back and forth, back and forth. Next thing you know, your tongue is crooked, and if you keep pounding like this, that shelf right there, that curl will get worse and worse and worse, and that axe head will dig in, and the axe head alone will create the tongue to get misaligned. So I'm going to show you how to fix this. All right. So just pressing it in by hand, we can see it's already favoring this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wedge it. I'm just going to take, you know, part of a cut off of a wedge. See if that's enough there. Get that wedge started in there. All right, see we got some gap in there. Okay. I can already tell it's helping. Now, that wedge might pop out a little bit. Just send a little bit more in there. And this head isn't getting seated in wedge, right? So this is all just for fitting the head. You know, we're not sending it home right now. Well, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so obviously I've got to get that handle in there in another 3/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 inch. Looks like I'm coming up on the shoulders down here. So you know, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna remove a little bit more material, so I'm gonna pull the head back off, and I'm gonna do just a very slight material removal right here. And when I put it back on, I'm going to put my wedge back in and make sure that my head is properly aligned. Okay. So step by step, I'm not going to show all of that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to show you a trick to deal with these pesky little ridges. All right, guys. So those ridges dig in and leave these lines, right? And typically, if you want to change the alignment of an axe head, you know, such and such, you would remove material from the opposite side that you want the axe head to turn to, right? So if we want this axe head to turn this direction, right? We're going to remove from the opposite side here and the opposite side right there. Okay, so that's axe hanging 101 right there. Now enter these ridges. They're stuck in these channels. So it's the same concept here. Okay, you need to remove material so that the ridges can shift over, and simultaneously you're removing, not simultaneously, but additionally, you're removing material from the tongue itself. So what I have is I scored this at a yard sale and a whole box of hand carving tools. And this is a little Buck Brothers. There's no number on it. Yeah, it's a little carving gouge. It's just got a little channel there. And it doesn't have a number. But if you look around, you'll find something. I would have to say that this is the mark that it will leave would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 millimeters. It's thin. It's thin, super thin. So what you do is you take and run it right up one side of the material, or of the tongue. Now this one doesn't need it. You can also use just a razor knife, just a box cutter, right? You could just freehand it right through there and just widen that little channel out and make room for the head to move around. Okay, so those are the 2 tips. That's it. Those are the tricks. You guys that have stuck around, I want to show you this bad dog. White oak, Adirondack. This thing, man. Look at that. We got 17-degree banana grind with a 30-degree micro bevel. And then we've got a 22-degree grind with a 35-degree. I've always liked double bits, and I really enjoy chopping with the double bit. Lately I've been doing a lot of underhand chops standing on the log, and the double bits just don't cut it when you're getting all the way at the bottom of your notch, because of that straight handle. And this curve, now I see why they put the curve on the Adirondack. So this is a beast. It'll hang at about 31 inches. Yep, that's it. All right, guys, hope those tricks helped. Tips, whatever you want to call them. And I'll see you next time.